morning. I'm Kim James, Production Horticulturist here at the Greater Des Moines Botanical Garden. And I'm here with our Vanilla Orchid plant this morning. If you've ever had vanilla flavoring in anything, or especially that vanilla bean ice cream, that bean actually comes from this plant. And it's the only orchid that's used for industrial purposes, and each of those individual beans that comes off of this plant has to be hand pollinated. In the wild, it's pollinated by a very specific bee that has adapted itself to this particular orchid, but those bees aren't everywhere, so we have to do each one by hand. The flowers are only open for one day and actually only a few hours in the early morning. So I have to come in here and hand pollinate them. So I'm going to show you that process this morning here on this flower that we have. And the first thing we have to do, unfortunately, is to tear the flower in order to expose the reproductive structures so we can get to it a little easier. And what I'm pulling off here are essentially the petals in order to get to this structure here, which is called the column, which is where the male and female parts of the flower are held. So there's a little flap here, and underneath that flap is the female part of the flower, and up underneath here is the male pollen sacs. So what I'm going to have to do is to lift this flap, it's on a hinge essentially, and allow it to come up, and then the pollen sacs will be able to come in contact with that female part. So here we go, we're gonna lift it up, it goes underneath, and then the male part comes down on top of it. Oh, that one didn't quite take. Sorry, it's not as easy as it looks, it's a little tricky. Once that, oh, one of those little pollen sacs just fell off of there. They're very tender. So, of course I'm doing this live, so it doesn't work as well. And then we give it a little press and hope that it comes in contact with it there. Now, we've had some success earlier on this week, because the orchid only blooms for a short period of time. So let me show you that here. You have this used to be a flower cluster, and these flowers were not successfully pollinated, but these here were. So you can see that the beans have already started to elongate, and they'll grow and develop, and a little later on, in another month or so here, we should have some vanilla beans, so that'll be interesting to see. Thanks for joining us this morning.